This is Team 84's Project 4 status update. This is our Gantt chart for the project.
So the region that we've decided to focus on for our product is rural Appalachia. So first, let's look at the geography of Appalachia. So Appalachia obviously spans the region of the Appalachian Mountains. They run parallel to the east coast of the United States. For this project, we're particularly looking at the areas of eastern Kentucky and West Virginia because they're the areas that are most hit by the issues that we're going to outline soon. The region is defined by isolation. So as you can see from the elevation map, mountains run through the region. And that leads to poor infrastructure and roads and highways. It's hard for the people to get around. It's hard for them to get to town and stuff. So they live in their own areas.
Climate overall, rural Appalachia is usually colder. They have distinct summers and winters. The temperature ranges from 10 degrees to up to 80 degrees throughout the year. Climate change effects on rural Appalachia includes decreasing in biodiversity of the regions, including the forest and animal species, increase on flooding events, which ultimately harm both animals and humans, and then impacts on their economy. They are big on coal mining, which produce carbon dioxide, which is one of the main culprits of climate change. So they needed to stop that. They are starting to try to produce more businesses through natural gases.
The hillbilly stereotype is really prevalent when you think about rural Appalachia, but it's really not that. Appalachian culture has very beautiful folklore, music, art, and even language. One of the needs that we identified is the unfinished education of rural Appalachian inhabitants. Uh, as you can see on the left, the completion rate of high school is around 60 to 75%. So only 60 to 75% of people complete high school in Eastern Kentucky and West Virginia. And then moving on to a college degree, only 24.2% have a bachelor's degree in Appalachia, and compared to the national average of 31%.
Right now, Appalachia is feeling a large economic struggle because as America shifts away from coal, which is their main industry, to natural gas, they find it hard to keep the coal mining jobs and are struggling to change industries.
So another need that we identified was that there's a lot of health issues in the region. Obesity and cardiovascular disease come along with the generally poor, uneducated population. They don't have good access to food. Coal mining industry, obviously coal miners have problem with black lung. The coal gets in their lungs. It gives them lung cancer later in life, and then substance abuse as well. That's a problem throughout a lot of the United States, but particularly among poor rural population.
So we have looked at a couple of solutions we've already thought of. So to help with the economic distress of the moving coal industry, we decided that it'd be possible to bring in more tourism, either by promoting trails or other means of getting around and seeing the mountains. We also have thought up an idea of adding coal dust sensors around so people can avoid areas of high coal dust, which should help them avoid getting black lung or other lung issues. And we also thought about putting Wi-Fi on buses. Because rural Appalachia is kind of isolated in the mountains, it's awfully hard for people to get around. And sometimes you have very long commutes to and from school. So if we put Wi-Fi on buses, that would allow students to work on homework or study.
Here are a list of all of our sources, and thank you for watching.